how to overcome and go on and be successful. But that does not mean that we should ignore many children that are suffering and slipping through the cracks, because we've got to make sure that we help those that don't have opportunity to come over so that they may have the opportunities that we have. We are very privileged in this room, but we are still responsible for a generation of children. Unhealthy children are not our only issue. We have adults with diets high in white sugar, fat, salt, red meat. And let me just tell you, the problem with red meat is not only that it takes away your energy to digest, which means everything is here in this area trying to digest that heavy red meat, but you are actually eating cholesterol of another animal, which means your cholesterol is going to go up. And if you're not eating organic red meat, then you're ingesting chemicals and antibiotics. How many of you know people that are overly aggressive? Well, I submit to you, they may be red meat eaters. And then it makes me wonder, when you have a domestic violence situation, what are the diets of the people that are caught up in that situation? Many of them are high on white sugar products. And we need to understand how that is affecting how we live and how we act. We must create a strategy to take our community back. Some Tea Party Republicans say they want their country back. But I say to them, this was never their country to begin with. It's the Native Americans and black people, because we were here way before Columbus. This country was built on the backs of our fathers and our mothers. This country has decimated our community, so we have to strategize to take it back. We are succumbing to high blood pressure, cancer, diabetes, and other health conditions because we are stressed out, don't take the time to eat, don't take the time to sleep and rest. Now, how many of you really work on relaxing? Let me see your hands. Wonderful. You've got to relax. You've got to take a break because you have to regenerate. We have settled for the slave diet. Now, the slave diet helped our mothers and fathers survive at that time, but now we have to go from surviving to thriving. And so our diets have to be different. What are some of the solutions to the issues that are facing us as it relates to our diet? These are some of the steps that we can take as it relates to not only our diet, but addressing the food desert issues. We have to understand that this dilemma is individual, but it takes a collective effort. One approach is to make sure that your vote counts. Each of us has the right to contact our elected officials and raise the issue. Contact your council persons, your state representatives, your federal elected officials. Ask them what are they doing to attract quality stores to our neighborhoods. Start your own community garden. Partner with local churches, universities, and schools. Become a grocery store owner. Some chains will franchise. We need to build our own stores. If you live in a community that has adequate grocery stores, don't forget that people are suffering in other inner cities that don't have what you have. So don't turn your head away and be blinded by what's going on somewhere else. You can still pressure elected officials to do the right things by them, and that works very well before elections. We don't need more fast food restaurants. We need full-service restaurants to build in our community. When you drive around, look and see what services do you have or you don't have. Take off the blinders. Just as people strategize against our best interests, we need to strategize for our best interests. Sometimes it's not even intentional that people in power strategize against us. many times we are not even part of the equation.
Come on.
Until we decide that we deserve better, no one else will. Recently, my career as a commercial real estate broker has intersected with my passion for healthy living. I am in the process of consulting with a nonprofit to bring a client-based food pantry to a food desert in Dallas. And I'm also representing a developer that will, an African-American developer, that will build a grocery store in this area of Dallas. And you would not believe this, but there's 33,000 people within a 3-mile radius, and there's only one full-service grocery store. So what does my diet have to do with this? Are you a part of the problem, or are you a part of the solution? If we are not healthy in mind and body, how are we going to attack those things that are attacking us? Whether we face it or not, what we do individually affects all of us. And as African Americans, we have to understand we are all connected, whether we recognize it or not. After I went through my diet transformation, I started recognizing how so many of us are so unhealthy. I can look at your skin, your disposition, and tell that something is really going on nutritionally that needs to be adjusted and addressed. I would hear people say to me when I would say, why are you eating that? Or are you taking good care of yourself? I would say to them, well, you really need to make some changes. And they would say to me, I got to diet something, as I would eat the ribs. And I say, but don't you want to live better? We don't know how many days we have on this earth, but don't you want to live better? Whether it's 5 minutes or 50 years, we should want to have a higher quality of life. I agree, the older you get, the more precautions you have to take because of stress, because of lack of processing emotions properly, and the general wear and tear on your body. But we have made medicine our addiction, and we believe that that's the only way we should live. This is a new phenomenon. This is not something that has to be. I just want to give you a few tips because, growing older does not mean that you have to be unhealthy. It just means you're growing older. A few tips. Increase your water intake. Eat a salad 4 or 5 times a week. Get some vitamin D from the sun and from foods. Exercise. Check your emotions. Get counseling if you need it. Relax and sleep. And the main thing is just get started. This leads me back to food, education, crime. What's my diet got to do with it? Well, I say to you, either you are part of the problem or you're going to be part of the solution. Thank you very much.